There's been a lot of fear-mongering and doom posting ever since this news came out earlier this morning, and for kind of good reason. It's understandable why people are fearful. It's understandable why people are upset. It's understandable why people are saying they want to jump ship from the site. It's understandable why people are saying that this might be the death of MyAnimeList. Now, is these, accusations or what these, individuals saying, are they true? We'll find out as time progresses. But for now, let's talk about the reason why people are saying this and what's actually going on here. So this is a post from the lead admin of MyAnimeList, a site very well known and very famous and infamous for constant ratings of anime, top anime. You're able to find different, voice actors and animators, staff and stuff that's worked on shows. It's a pretty informative site. Even if there is issues, it's not a perfect site. It's a site that obviously can be manipulated. We've seen it when it comes to the rating system. There's a lot of toxicity there. At the end of the day, it is a very vital site that basically allows you to find new stuff, be able to figure out what worked on what, stuff like that. And it's a pretty good site. I use it to this day. I've used it in many of my videos over the years. So it is a site that I do frequently go to and access often. So it is an important site. And it's also one of the very few sites left on the internet that basically has a form. And what I mean by that is that typically nowadays when it comes to sites, you don't have stuff like this. You don't have a forum like this that reminds you of the early 2000s era. Everything has become more minimalistic and more modern, and you don't get stuff like this anymore. And so it is one of the last few sites, especially in the anime community, that is basically like this. So when you have the post from the lead admin pretty much talking about the future of MyAnimeList, how they have a new owner, and this new owner is affiliated with blockchains, NFTs, and AI, it's understandable why there's a lot of concerns. And if you don't understand why people are concerned about that, let me fill you in. Basically, blockchains, NFTs, AI is a very heated discussion, not just in the anime and manga community, but basically the entire internet. If you access the internet in any single way, you definitely have heard about some form of controversy with one of these topics, and especially NFTs, especially blockchains. And when you factor in that the company Gaudiy, that now has full creative control over MyAnimeList, is basically focused on blockchain, NFTs, and AI, it really does feel like this is the death rattle of MyAnimeList. Now, it's possible this might be a nothing burger. It might not go anywhere. And even in this post from the actual lead admin himself, basically he was able to say this thanks to the permission of, the person that's now in control, saying, as you understand, what we're aiming to build is a space where fans can come together and enjoy content with one another, using technology in a way that goes against that goal or doing anything that would upset or disappoint fans is not what we or Gaudiy team ever intended. So basically, in this post from lead admin, it is stated that despite obviously the company being heavily focused on NFTs, blockchains, and stuff like that, they're not going to want to upset the community and the fans. That this is an official statement from the lead admin and relaying the words from the new CEO that owns them now, aka Gaudiy. And the thing is this could be just corpo speak. I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta remember that it's just suits. They're gonna say whatever to be able to get more money out of you or suck things dry. That's what they're gonna do. So this could just be fancy words for, we're not gonna do it right now, give it about 6 months, give it a year, and then we'll not do something like that. Especially if, let's say, MyAnimeList starts to not do so well in terms of advertisement or revenue, then obviously they will resort to more tactics to be able to make as much money as possible. But getting into the main topic, and, what this post means, what this spells for MyAnimeList, and what is the future, I do want to point out there is a press release by Sony themselves. Who would have figured? Sony having their ties within all of this. Who would have guessed? Not me. Now, obviously, that's a joke. I mean, Sony has been obviously gaining a monopoly often, as of late, in the anime industry. We have seen it. I've talked about it. I'm not going to get back into it. But now it seems like, Sony has made a partnership, not just with, Gaudiy, but Bandai Namco, to basically invest and cooperate in building the future of entertainment. And obviously, it's interesting this news comes out earlier this morning. Literally, the date of this is on the official Sony site, by the way, on May 8th, 2025, aka today. And this news with MyAnimeList literally comes out late last night at 7 o'clock. There is definitely a coincidence here. I don't feel like this is a coincidence. Correction, it's obviously related. There's definitely a connection going on here. And what I think this basically means is that Sony, in a way, is investing in the platform of MyAnimeList. So we will see where that one goes. But regardless, I think that the concerns that people are having in terms of blockchains, NFTs, and stuff makes sense. I mean, this company obviously is known for that. Obviously, at this time, they say they don't want to do that. But at the end of the day, it's like, you're going to want to make money. Companies want to make money, and that's their one main reason to make revenue or money. They're going to do it. And so I could definitely see eventually there's going to be some site changes. Maybe at first it might be good, but I could definitely see the UI being changed, maybe for the better, maybe for worse. Who really knows? But I feel like with the new direction, obviously, like for instance, this company buying them and now in league with Sony as well, I can see the entire old forms, which I've already seen quite a few people talk about this, but I can see the old forms here of MyAnimeList that's like from the early 2000s era being completely scrapped, removed, and changed in some way to fit modern standards, which might be good for a lot of people. People might be happy about that, but personally to me, I don't like that. It's like a relic of its time, and it's kind of sad if something like that goes away. I hope that does not happen, and I mean, who knows, they might even completely remove the forms. Who really knows, because it's like, you gotta remember, Sony, that is kind of in creative control over Crunchyroll as well, obviously different branches, they did allow Crunchyroll to remove the comment section of their site, so who's to say they might not do something with MyAnimeList and turn this into like a site, like, you know, work with Gaudiy, with Gaudiy to turn this site with no comment section and just focus on ratings and reviews and stuff like that. Make it like a Rotten Tomato or something of anime. That might be what they might try to do here, but regardless, that's just theories. Obviously, it's just throwing things out there, slapping it up against the wall. We don't know necessarily if that's going to happen or not. All I will say about the whole situation is that this is some concerning news, especially when you factor in just what has been happening with these suits within the anime industry and in the comments I've been covering literally in these past few days. It's like, when you see this, it's just like, dude, they're coming for everything, man. Like, not even MyAnimeList is safe. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of issues with the site, and I'm not going to act like there isn't. I've talked about it myself. But, once again, it is crazy to see that we, once again, have another situation where it's not just like, you know, suits coming in and taking over more stuff that's anime-related or manga-related, but Sony also somehow slightly connected to the entire situation. Very fascinating stuff. But I'll leave it at that, though. There's a lot of people talking about this. I will link it. I'll link this post in the description if you want to read it for yourself or whatever. You want to see the comments. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.